Long ago, a young shepherd named David lived in the green hills. He spent his quiet days watching over his father's fluffy white sheep. David loved to play beautiful music on his small golden wooden harp. The gentle melodies echoed across the valleys while the sun shone brightly. Even though he was small, David was very brave and very strong. He knew that God was always watching over him and his flock. One afternoon, a hungry lion crept toward the sheep through the grass. David did not run away, but stood tall to protect his friends. He used his simple sling to chase the scary lion far away. Later that week, a big fuzzy bear tried to catch a lamb. Once again, David showed great courage and kept every single lamb safe. His father called him home to take food to his older brothers. David packed bread and cheese into his small weathered leather travel bag. He walked along the dusty path toward the big army camp nearby. When he arrived, he saw many soldiers standing in a long line. The soldiers looked very worried as they stared into the deep valley. Suddenly, a giant named Goliath stepped out from the other side. Goliath was taller than a tree and wore heavy, shiny bronze armor. The giant shouted a loud challenge that made the whole ground shake. All the brave soldiers of Israel hid behind their shields in fear. David asked why everyone was so afraid of the giant man's words. His oldest brother told him to go back to his sheep. But David knew that God was much bigger than any scary giant. King Saul heard about the brave boy and asked to meet him. David told the king how he had protected his sheep from danger. He explained that the same God would help him face the giant. King Saul offered David his own heavy metal armor and sharp sword. The armor was much too big, and David could hardly even walk. He took off the heavy helmet and decided to be himself instead. David walked down to the cool stream to find some smooth stones. He carefully picked up 5 round stones and put them in his bag. With only his staff and sling, he walked toward the giant Goliath. Goliath laughed when he saw the small boy coming toward him alone. David told the giant that he came in the name of God. He reached into his bag and pulled out one single smooth stone. David swung his sling around and around with great speed and focus. The stone flew through the air and hit the giant's forehead perfectly. Goliath fell to the ground with a loud and very dusty thud. The whole army cheered because the small shepherd boy had won today. Everyone learned that faith is more powerful than being big or strong.